Hi everyone, I bought some flowers for Special K and I thought I would paint them. This is a fairly large painting, 6,000 pixels by 4,500, and I'm painting this in Artstudio Pro. It's one of those paintings that I did sat on the sofa, chilling out on a Sunday afternoon. I bought these flowers for Special K and I thought, you know what, they'd make a nice little life study. Let's have a go at that. So I opened up Artstudio Pro, and the reason I chose Artstudio Pro for this one was because of the image reference feature, which I really liked, and it makes it so nice, easy. I think it makes better videos as well because you haven't got this sort of vertical line down the screen with the photo on one side. I can use more of the real estate of the screen for the drawing, so I can sort of get in and show you more detail. So it's better for that. It's just a really nice feature, and I'm liking it a lot. So the first thing I did, I got the background in. I didn't sample any of the colours off the photos. I'm not really into that. I want to choose my own colours, really, rather than sample them off the photo. The reason for that is because I'm getting back in traditional painting, I'm wanting to mix in. That was the hardest thing I found with the traditional painting, actually having to mix colours again, because I hadn't done that for such a long time. And you don't have to mix colours in digital painting. You can if you're using something like Painter, where they've got that sort of feature where you can mix the colours. You don't have to, so it is a skill that you can forget. So by selecting colours, at least I'm keeping my eye into being able to identify a colour rather than just being really lazy and selecting it off the photo. So that's why I select my own colours, and so they're not going to look exactly the same as the photo. And with this one, I totally ignored the flowers to start with. I was quite interested in the vase and getting the way the light reflects off the vase and all the colours it produces. It refracts the light. And once I'd done that, then I decided to get into painting the flowers. The brush this is, again, it's a one brush painting, so I'm using the canvas brush for this one. I just wanted to see if it put a canvas texture onto the painting. I don't think it did. I don't think it felt like there was a canvas texture there. You can see close up, it puts this sort of texture on it, but it doesn't look like a canvas. But it does give this nice soft edged effect to the painting, and I did like that. I did enjoy using the brush. It gives you this really sort of soft look, and again, you know, unique. Every time you use one of these brushes in Procreate or Artstudio Pro or whatever, everything comes out slightly different. This is almost a pastel. It looks like pastels almost, with, or maybe even oil pastels. It's got that really soft, delicate look to it, which I liked a lot. When I did the flowers, you can see I put in these really dark colours. I picked out the dark greens and the purples, which are great because they're kind of complementary, the sort of blue, green and the purple, looking great together. And then I put the lighter strokes in after. So I didn't really mess about with the load paint effect in this brush or any of the other effects at all. I just use the size feature a lot, and you'll see me constantly going up and down. Smudge brush I set to the canvas brush. The eraser I set to the canvas brush. So everything I'm working in this should give you that same look. So it all looks seamless. I painted the background on one layer, and then I created a second layer to do the vase and the flowers. Didn't get into any multiply layers with this one at all. This was just sort of sat down painting, using the colours to add highlights. I didn't put any shadows in with the multiply at all. It was all done painting on one layer, if you like. I decided there that the shadow needed to be a little bit higher and a bit warmer as well. So I added some more tones in that, and kind of put a few highlights in as well, just to sort of push the shadow back a little bit. And then a tiny little bit of shadow on the right hand side as well. You can see that on the photograph. So I just wanted to put that in. I really do like this reference feature. I can't, comment enough how you probably get the idea that I like it, because I keep banging on about it, but it really is nice. So these flowers, I kind of paint them in quite flat, really. If you look at all the tones are a similar depth for the white. I'm talking about the white flowers, not the purple ones. So they're all, there's a little bit of a difference in the colour, where I've got some sort of warmer yellow colours in there as well, and some cooler colours, but they're all the tonal values. It's pretty close to all of them. And then when I've got all the flowers in, now you can see I'm starting to put some highlighted leaves in, or petals, sorry, some highlighted petals. I'm painting those in next, and then you'll see a bit later on I'll put some darker petals, which are in the sort of the foremost part of the flower, but they're darker because it's the light, or the lack of light, on the underside of the petal that you can see. I'm putting them in now. You can see that. Look, so that's the underside of the petal that has not got any sort of direct light on, only light bouncing back off the other flowers and the tabletop and so on. So that, I think, gives it this real sort of three-dimensional effect that just wasn't there when there were just sort of this flat colour. Messing about with the shadow again. I sort of wanting to throw that vase forward, but I don't want too much shadow. You notice I've sort of changed the ground as well. It doesn't come as high up on my painting as it does on the photograph. I wanted to keep that low. I thought that added a little bit of drama, I suppose. Now I'm sort of starting it. I've got the kind of, I'm happy with the white flowers, and I'm now moving into working on the purple flowers and those little buds. So I'm using the eraser there just to chisel away a bit. Add just sort of, not massive amounts of detail, but just to sort of flesh out the flowers, petals, shapes, just a little bit, and then put some of those buds in. And the colours were pretty much selected by using the sliders, and then once I'd got sort of that highlight colour, I painted it on the first bud, and then went over the others, and if I needed it again, I just sampled it straight off the canvas by just holding the stylus down on the canvas, and that allowed me to select that. Then I thought I just need a bit more detail in this vase now. So I went back into that and just added a few more strokes and a little bit darker areas as well. Just adding some depth to that vase. I'm going to pop a few highlights on it in a second. Just some really whites. There we go. You see that? Just that tiny little bit on the rim of that glass. Just adds to it a little bit. Try and get the shape of the glass a little bit more symmetrical. Then I resized it a bit. I just felt that I wanted the flowers to fill more of the canvas on my painting. Just sort of tweaking it up now, filling it out a little bit. The flowers were a little bit that shape, and I wanted them more like that. So I'll sort of go in there and fill them out a little bit. bit more work on the vase, get it signed. I thought I would sign it in a radical place instead of the bottom left. I signed it just to the right of the vase. And there we go. That's my painting of Special K's flowers. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, big thumbs up as always is much appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, because I've got lots of videos like this and I would love to be sharing them with you. So hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.